Good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work without you guys. So let's get open for business here and let's wake up the football gods here on this hump day. It's the middle of the week, guys. It is the middle of the week. We had football last night. We saw Josh Norman getting thrown down like a rag doll again. Man, Josh, some of the biggest throwdown shots out there have been you, man. Shout out to you, man, because I know you do a lot in the community and stuff, man. But I'm surprised you take that laying down. I'm surprised you take it laying down. But I bet you a lot of players out there right now are looking at what the Tennessee Titans did, and they're going to the coach and they're saying something like this.
We talking about practice, not a game, not the game that I go out there and die for, and play every game like it's my last. Not the game. We talking about practice, man. I mean, how silly is that?
Yeah, we talking about practice. The Tennessee Titans, who had coronavirus throughout the facility there, had 14 or 15 players that tested positive over the course of the last 2 weeks, have had two practices in the last 16 days and came out there and whooped that Buffalo behind. I mean, they went through like gangbusters. So a lot of players might be saying, Coach, you sure we need to practice so hard? Although I think my Cowboys need to practice. I just, for some reason, think that they could use a little bit more practice, especially on the defense. And today, the team gets back on the practice field, getting ready for the Arizona Cardinals, the surprising 3-2 Arizona Cardinals. And we have plenty of time to talk about them during the week. But today, if it hasn't hit the players, if it hasn't really hit the players, because the last few days have just seemed surreal to me. It's almost like you know what happened, but you don't know what happened. You just don't believe it. And it just hits you that Dak is gone for the season. And where it'll really hit the players is when they get in that locker room today. When they get in that locker room and they see that Dak's not there. When they get out on that practice field and Dak is not there under center, it's going to be that shock all over again. So here's the Dallas Cowboys roster right now as we've gone through injury after injury. Tristan Hill, lost him as well. Starting offense, Amari Cooper, Brandon Knight, Connor Williams, Taylor Badaz, Zach Martin, Terrence Steele, Dalton Schultz, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Andy Dalton, and Zeke Elliott. Backups, of course, are Noah Brown, Greg Sinnett, Connor McGovern, and Connor McGovern, he's swing guard right now. Greg Sinnett, swing tackle. Malik Turner, Cedric Wilson, Ben DiNucci, and Tony Pollard. Dak Prescott is not on that list. It's just it's wow. But as they always say, it's the next man up. If there's good news for the Cowboys will be getting some players back. We know that Van Der Esch started practicing last week in pads. They want to take it slowly. They want to make sure that when they get him out on the field, that he can stay out on the field. We know Sean Lee was in sweatpants and beginning to work out. Woozy should be getting close to return. And we can see what the inflection of having AB Anthony Brown, a guy who a lot of times has not been appreciated, a guy a lot of times people have said we need to get rid of that guy, um, came in, had the fumble return for a touchdown. This season, 2020, is a crazy season. It's just insane. With COVID, with the shortened off season, with players going down left and right, guys like Le'Veon Bell being released yesterday. It's just, I just don't even know how you quantify this season, how this will be looked back later on. I mean, we've had strike shortened years, and they're not looked on any differently. The Washington franchise won 2 Super Bowls in strike shortened seasons, including one with Scabs that won games for him. But nobody looks at that differently. I'm wondering how 2020 will be looked upon because everything is upside down. Now the Cowboys, 2-3, lead their division. They have the easiest road as far as games go. I think more than likely they have the best opportunity to win the division. The Eagles, they lost to the Steelers, but you have to look at it and say, Carson Wentz, for the first time in 12 games, has got a QBR over 80. So you looked at some of the things that he did, all of a sudden you say, okay, they're not dead just yet. So it'll be a dog scratch, a dog fight for the rest of this division. We have the opportunity with the Cardinals. Now the Cardinals, 3-2. They got your attention week 1 because they beat the 49ers, the defending NFC champions. I said to me, the talking heads out there always will tell you when it comes to looking at teams, they're going to look at the teams that were in playoffs last year, and immediately they're going to say those guys are going to be good this year. And it kills me because we always know that half of the teams that made the playoffs last year, every year, won't make the playoffs next year. Teams go from worst to first. And they never bake that into the equation. They automatically looked at the 49ers and said, the 49ers is a great team. They're going to win the division again. They're going to challenge for a Super Bowl. But the normal attrition in football always happens. And so now you look at the 49ers that the Cardinals beat, which was eye-opening. You're like, wait a minute, the Cardinals beat the 49ers? And you thought that was just, okay, that's just a brain fart by the 49ers. Shortened offseason. But you see now that the 49ers, which are 2-3, may be in trouble because they're like third place in their division right now. Jimmy Garoppolo, injured. And then when he came back, wasn't really good last week, getting benched. So you look at that one and say, was that more about Arizona? Or was that more about the 49ers? Now, the Cardinal team took care of the Washington team. They beat the Washington franchise. Okay, Washington beat the Eagles. Did that say more about the Washington franchise beating the Eagles? Or did that say more about the Eagles not being really good? Because the Eagles literally collapsed, being up 17-0. And the third victory for the Cardinals is the Jets. The Jets. The Jets. The Jets who just released Le'Veon Bell. The coach who is coach GM is now talking about maybe giving up the play calling. The 0-5 Jets that might be in position to get the number 1 pick. So the question is, are you scared of the Arizona Cardinals? Are the Arizona Cardinals hyped more than they deserve to be? Now, our Cowboys, we're in a dogfight and a shootout with the New York Giants. We saw some life of our defense, but we lose our quarterback. I don't think we can take anybody lightly. So we will keep up with what's going on today with practice. We'll see what the mood is like for the players. I'm sure it's going to be kind of a bummer day. I'm sure the players are going to say, we're going to win these for Dak, but you can't help but knowing that your leader is not out there to feel a little dejected. We'll see what we got. We'll see what players that we get back on the field. And the Cowboys, of course, will be taking on the Cardinals on Monday Night Football. So they've got an extra day to rest up before that game and or plan. And we'll see how the Cowboys adjust the schedule and the practices. We know Mike McCarthy likes Wednesday and Thursday to be the big practices, Friday to be a walkthrough, Saturday to be a walkthrough, and then the game on Sunday. We'll see if that adjusts, and maybe they get in an extra practice on Friday that's a full practice, and then a Saturday walkthrough and a Sunday walkthrough, and then the game Monday night. Um, we'll have to wait and find out. Hope you guys stay safe out there. Keep the faith and keep spreading the mojo. Oh, one last thing too. We have now actually started podcast on Spotify. Did I say Spotify? Spotify, as well as speaker.com. So I've had some people say, I'd rather have you on a podcast so that way I can just listen and don't lose, attention because I'm trying to look at a YouTube video while I'm driving. So we're going to start putting our live streams up there so that way you can go back through and relive those with us. We got the first one, which was Monday night show. I may start doing just like a daily podcast show. We'll add that to the repertoire and stuff. But if you're like what we're doing on there, if there's things you'd like us to cover or ideas or suggestions, please go to community tab, leave me a message or a comment right here in the video so that way we say, okay, Joe says try such and such. And I know you trolls are going to go say, go F yourself. I know you're going to say that. I know that, but hope you have a great hump day. It's all downhill from here. I'll see you soon.